We've all seen the argument from the left that women who are experiencing or have experienced domestic violence shouldn't own guns because it's more likely the gun would be used against them. Now, Democrats are turning that argument on its head, voting down an amendment to exempt victims from a waiting period because they say it could result in the death of the perpetrator. You can't make this up. Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm recording this on a rainy, dreary Monday, which is a perfect opportunity to remind you all that you can get a great cup of hot, bold coffee from Blackout Coffee Company while also supporting this channel and your favorite gun rights groups. To get some great coffee, tea, or hot chocolate from a company that's awake, not woke, go to blackoutcoffee.com/libertydoll. There's a rash of new gun control laws making their way through New Mexico, and one such bill would institute a 7-day waiting period for all gun purchases. House Bill 129 already passed the House and on Saturday passed the Senate. Amendment number 4 was sponsored by Senator Brantley and attempted to set exemptions to the waiting period for people with concealed carry permits, FFLs, law enforcement, and domestic violence victims who have an active restraining order against someone. It was rejected in the Senate 17-23. And it wasn't rejected because the Senate decided they didn't like law enforcement and want them to be exempt, or because they didn't like FFLs being exempt, or even concealed carry holders, necessarily. It was rejected because, according to Senator Lopez, it, quote, might result in the homicide of a perpetrator of domestic violence. Which sounds like a really weird way to promote public safety. One of the bill's original sponsors also rejected the amendment, saying people would abuse it by getting restraining orders just to circumvent the waiting period, which is an interesting criticism of the restraining order process and suggests that someone can just get one without any evidence, much like what gun owners say about red flag laws. But the restraining order process does, according to Brantley, take up to 30 days in New Mexico, so getting a restraining order to avoid a week-long wait for a gun doesn't exactly make sense. The bill won't go to the governor's desk quite yet, as the Senate did add one amendment that the House needs to vote on. That amendment would allow a sale to go forward after 20 days if the background check has not been completed by the feds by that time. The bill was touted as a way to prevent mass shootings, even though one of its sponsors literally said to the media that it might not stop mass shootings, but instead he's hopeful it might lower suicides and other homicides by lowering the number of guns in circulation. Now pay attention to that because he announced the true goal right there, reducing the number of guns in circulation. And apparently also by keeping defenseless women defenseless. Which goes to show that they have no understanding of the true intention of the Second Amendment. Which is not surprising. I mean, the left constantly gives women suggestions of, just let the burglar have your stuff, or pee to avoid being sexually assaulted. But here we have women who actually want to defend themselves, and the left says, well, no, because you might hurt the bad guy. Really? Shame on any woman who votes for these people after that. The Republicans offered up 4 amendments in total, including the one for domestic violence victims, arguing that the bill was effectively a gun ban masked as suicide prevention. And all of those amendments were voted down. 3 Democrats did join the Republicans to vote against the bill, but didn't help their case, as one compared the need for children to respect guns to whipping them. He literally said that children need to respect guns and be whipped. Not a good look. Governor Grisham has already said that she supports the bill and will sign it as soon as it gets to her desk, which at this point is looking pretty likely. And I do have to say, it must be very easy to vote for these things and say that women shouldn't be allowed to defend themselves from their abusers when you have a full team of security, armed security, at your back 24/7. Must be nice. That is it for this video, guys. I am just absolutely disgusted. I'm not really shocked, which is the sad part, but I am in fact disgusted that this was their reasoning. It's just another proof of Clown World. Anyways, thank you everyone for tuning in. You guys know all the stuff for the algorithm to help the channel and the video, and as always, stay safe out there and happy shooting.